Hello everyone. Hello everyone. I will to share some economic news to everybody. In recent years, the world is really business. America and China reaches a tentative agreements on the trade following talks in London that the world attends why there's neither members of both the governments America's made sticking points was greater access to China rare earths, which is White House said has been the resolve under free words America would still the charges at the 55% tariffs on Chinese goods because of the 10% reciprocal level. 22% tariff related to the fentanyl, gangrene, and 25% in the existing duties. Donald Trump described it as the done well, which would include Chinese students using out the colleges and university. Oh, let me check this out the video. How can I say that? Concentrated by the mistrust trade war, the China exports to the America plunged by 35% in May. Year on year, many of the business brought forward their order for Chinese goods earlier in the years to beat in positions of the tariff. Still, China's exports in the total increased by the 5% in May and were out by the 20% to the European Union. Despite the Washington News found billion bonds with China oratory, the United States Embassy in the Bahamas announced that the American government would repair telecom towers in the country that had been made by the Huawei, a Chinese company with the secure American technology. This would have the content migraine influence of China throughout the hemisphere is that the World Bank's cut is the estimate of the global growth this year because of trade-related headwind. The world economy is now expected to expand by 2.3%, down from the bank's January forecast of 2.7%. America's GDP is now expected to grow by 1.4%, down from 2.3% in January. The bank said that without this with course correction, the hands to living standard could be deep. Generally, the banks worldwide now they hold almost as much gears as they did in this 1965, according to the European Central Bank, which found that the bullion had replaced the euro in 2014 as the second biggest source of the official reserve after dollar gold price has rocketed from 2,320 a troy earned years ago to the around $3,350. And the states are in the Frenches and the Senate wrote for the bills to ban the advertising for the fast fashion companies such as the Shang and Timur and the concern that still the truth almost the disposable clothing is not environmental sustainable. Yet this bill has the width of the protection needs above it by the making the distinctions between the actual fast fashion, such as the showed by two Chinese companies, and the Cassis fast fashion, surprised by the European retailers such as Zara and H&M. Following the Mr. Trump's impositions of tariffs, one car make it in Mexico, General Motors are now praised to invest $4 billion in its factory in the United States, bring the homes and the productions of new vehicles that the country take place across border. Americans' news rates of the inflation rose slightly and May to 2.4% in there is little evidence so far that higher cost of the imported goods because of the tariffs are being passed on to the consumers. Through the economists expect that to change in the coming months. The British government to confirm that it would invest in further 11.4 billion dollar 15.5 billion in the Sizewell C nuclear plants on the top of the 2.7 billion pound in the period last year. The express is expected to start supplying energy to the homes in the mid 2030s. But its funding commitments is only for the current parliament or around 3 to 4 years. Warren Bros. Discovery decided to split into the two separate company. One focused on is the film studio, HBO, and streaming access, and other on its the television channel, which is through the CNN Spirit free, fast-growing streaming size of the biz. This fast-growing streaming size of the business reforms that warrants the cable TV side. Apple's annual worldwide development conference was an usually surprise affair and made an announcement with an upgrade to Apple operating system and decision to let Apple development access its the artificial intelligence. But there were no big development in AI, Apple is the rapidly struggling to create the largest language model in need, and investors are worrying that is falling behind the AI rates. Its share price have the fallen by the more than 20% this year, and even worse performance than the Taxer. When the broad become the foe, Cassandra stopped Charles most often test the stresses after falling by the 40%, which Miss Charles threatened to end government contrast with the Aaron Musk company following the speculator breakup of the relation. Mr. Mudd has left his government and they criticized Mr. Trump's big, the beautiful spending bill. I regret some of my post about the president said without the evaluating if the mean is great. Yes, that Mr. Trump is the mention is crazy following the Jerry is reading this criticism of a center. Mr. Trump says he has no hard feeling and opened the door to the reconciliation.